Hi, my name is Bram, and I will give you a quick demo of the Ambience generator. The Ambience generator is a plugin I created for creatives and storytellers so they can create their own ambience, but also change it on the fly. So how it works is that you actually have 5 looping components at the top. We have wind, rain, fire, a city ambience, and water bodies, like a river or a sea that you can use. Every component has a volume slider and an intensity slider. So if I put on the wind right now, you can hear it and you can see it changes with intensity depending on where the slider is. You also, let's do it for rain if you want to add a little of extra rain. There's a little drizzle or there might be actually a lot of rain going on. So you see it's a quick way to actually navigate and build up your own ambience, but also having all the control to actually mix them together and adapt them fastly on the fly as well. So if we turn down the wind now and we add the city ambience, it starts raining, the wind starts picking up, and this is a good example of how you can build your own story and have an ambience that actually supports it pretty fast. Okay, moving on, let's turn down the dog, and now we have the other 3 components underneath it. Those are trigger components that you can also load in your own files, and you can either manually trigger them, which I will do with the Thunder. They also have a volume knob, so you can change how loud it is. And they also have a random button. So now, between every 5 and 15 seconds, this specific loop will trigger. And there's the thunder. So this also works. Built in the plugin, you have a small earthquake sound or a beast roar if you want to use that one as well. So these are made to support the looping ambience as well. So imagine in your story the group is walking through the rain. You can turn on the rain. As they see a sudden flash of lightning, you trigger the thunder, it works, it supports your story as well, so that's an easy way to use it. So next up is the weather API component, which is something where you can type in a city, you fetch the weather. You can not only see what weather it is, but also the wind and the rain loopers will set their values to whatever it is in this city. Right now in London it's pretty calm, so let's look for something else where there's a heavy downpour going on. Yes, you can see you have all the stats, but also the intensity, the volume of the wind and rain sliders actually get changed based on the last city that you fetched the data for. You can just drag it down again and you're back in manual mode. Another fun feature of the plugin is actually the little window in the bottom. You see it right there. So imagine reading a book at home, you want some background ambience, you turn on the wind, maybe some rain. But yeah, you read books inside, obviously. So you close the window and it sounds like you're inside. So this is just a little fun extra that you can add if whatever the story is going on inside, close the window, you can open the windows back up again, and then the ambience changes accordingly. Lastly, I'd like to show the fact that the user can load in any of the files they want. So you see here you can load in the different loops. Every loop consists of a calm, a medium, and a heavy sample. So imagine you don't want your one of the 5 loops, like the water one. You can just substitute the calm, the mid, and the heavy file by anything you really want. If you want to change your ambience yourself. Also, all the titles are type-in changeable. So imagine you changed rain by B samples. You can actually do that. Same works for all the triggers. So imagine you now have the church bells. You go to the earthquake one, because that's the one that you replaced. You go and look for the actual file you want, the church bell, you trigger them, and then you have your own files. So this is it comes with some pre-delivered files, but you can build this fully custom to whatever ambience you want or need for your audiobook, your Dungeons & Dragons party, or even your theater play that you want to show. So that was it for this in-depth demo. If you have any questions or you want to try it out for yourself, feel free to reach out.